Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Super Split Screen Brothers. I am Nick. Joining me, as always, is Super Wonder Enjoyer Jared from Comics League. How you doing, buddy?
I'm feeling very super wonderful is how I'm feeling. So,
God, I wish I had a ban button right now.
Real quick, I want to say, parts of the Justice League War World movie leaked, and my friend of mine who's very into Super Wonder is sending me clips. It looks like it's going to be very heavily Super Wonder.
So I'm going to be crying in a corner.
You're going to be crying in a corner. Actually, we're going to be reacting to it live on my channel. So I'm going to be able to clip this out, and that'll be Nick's new intro whenever he comes on the channel. It'll be him going, no! Like Apocalypse Now, or like, no, Platoon, no!
I just know you're going to take that voice clip and sync it up to Platoon and have that be a drop.
I'm going to have like the Phoenix Press logo on the dude's chest, and I'm going to have like Super Wonder clips flying past him.
Good God, I both hate you and love you right now.
There's so many ways I can do this. But anyway, I'm doing very well. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. We got some really good news, but before we always got to cover the usual stuff. So Jared, what you playing, playa?
Well, I've been playing more Dishonored, more Justice League Heroes. That's a classic one for you.
Also, I have to do this. Dishonored on you, Dishonored on your cow.
Okay. And in terms of comics, I've been reading. I read the first three. Actually, now the first 4 or 5 issues of Born of Blood. Imagine it's an R-rated Wonder Woman.
You still have yet to read Superman Legion of Superheroes, though.
I know, it's just this is a book that I backed previously, so all the books I started backing have started coming in, so I have Indie Wednesday content for weeks.
God
brother.
Dang it! That would have been a perfect segue, but let's continue.
But anyway, so in terms of movies, okay, I have a quick thing I need to say. Go see Sound of Freedom. I saw it. It's both infuriating, but infuriating that's the subject matter of this movie exists in this world, and it's a good movie because it portrays it in a better way, as opposed to Cuties. Because here's the difference between those two movies, if I may go on this tangent real quick, Nick.
I'll allow it.
This movie was able to tell but not show. It still had the same effect without showing kids twerking.
See, Cutie's problem is like they claimed, oh, we're saying that CP is bad. So you say that CP is bad by making a film that is literally CP.
Yeah, and what Sound of Freedom does, it doesn't show anything. It by implication, you know what's going on.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I saw that. I watched
when a movie makes all the right people angry, you know it's doing something right.
By the way, it's doing better than Indiana Jones. Just want to put that on there.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Are you serious?
It's doing better than Indiana Jones. An indie movie that doesn't have the marketing budget of Disney.
I just I'm sorry, but
so
what the?
Beyond that, Nick, you'll be very happy. I watched Karate Kid.
Which version?
The first one.
The original, the non-Jaden Smith version, right?
The non-Jaden Smith version. The original movie. I did that because when I came back from the movie, I needed to watch something to like decompress, and my parents were watching it. So they said, hey, we'll be started for you. So I was like, okay, I'll watch anything at this point. And I enjoyed it for the most part.
Oh my God! There's hope! There's hope, guys! You heard it here first! All right, okay. We need to get you to watch Karate Kid Part 2. Karate Kid Part 3, it's a little lower quality, but still fine. And then maybe we can get you onto Cobra Kai.
We'll see. Probably not. But
okay, so for movie night, I know I got to pick Karate Kid Part 2 at some point.
In terms of actually other movies, I watched today The Passengers with Chris Pratt and J-Law. It's actually a really good movie.
Yeah, that's one of those movies where it's like I really want to see a fan edit of it, where that's a film that could really turn into like a really scary horror movie.
Yes, it could.
You re-edit it to where it starts with basically re-edit take place from Jennifer Lawrence's point of view, where like it shows like the first shot is her waking up, and then like partway through the movie you show like his backstory.
What you could also do is re-edit it to make it so this ship is trying to actually murder them. Because if you see that movie, the whole ship is like malfunctioning.
It really has a bit of a, for a Star-Lord, there is quite a mystique to it.
Yeah, and when you think about it, it is really easy to get terminated on that ship, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's Zeus. I'm sorry, just like, because the bartender is Zeus from Tron Legacy, so like.
And
also, you could say it's a dream because Morpheus is on the ship.
That's true. Yes, it's a simulation. But anyway, so I watched X3, which, okay, action scenes were good. I like it as a background movie. That's what I use it as, a background movie. As a Dark Phoenix movie, it is the worst X-Men movie of all time.
Like, here's the thing that baffles me. So Simon Kinberg wrote, X-Men 3. You know who they got to write and direct Dark Phoenix? Simon Kinberg. Like, why the frick would you have the person who wrote what was like the downfall of X-Men movies have you come back and write and direct it? Like, why?
Well, Nick, that's the way of going #full circle.
Oh, and that when they did reshoots, this was after the Fox buyout. So literally he wrote that train sequence where they're getting kidnapped by the mutant control unit and they have patches that say MCU. Like, I'm sorry, but that is as subtle as a brick.
Fun fact about that scene, because when 2 years ago when I was at Florida SuperCon and I got to talk to Chris Claremont, that's my humble flex. What he said is that there's another reason why that was reshot. Because, okay, there was a certain degree where they wanted the binary personality to factor into that movie. It was originally supposed to be a lot more comic accurate. Just what happens is that this was also coming out at the same time Captain Marvel was coming out, and they wanted to give all the binary stuff to Captain Marvel.
Yeah, also like the fact that like those aliens were very clearly meant to be Skrulls.
Oh, yes.
Like, to be fair, like the Jabari people were people wiped out by Phoenix, so like at least they kind of did their homework and got like a race,
But
like,
they shapeshift. What's the most well-known shape-shifting race in Marvel?
Yeah, they were very clearly Skrulls.
Very clearly. Dark Phoenix, I enjoy. I still maintain is a better movie than X3. I will say that.
All right, let me ask you a question. What's a better movie, Apocalypse or Dark Phoenix?
Apocalypse.
Really?
I enjoy Apocalypse a lot.
I don't. All
right. Well,
in my opinion, the finale is Days of Future Past. That is the finale.
And it's kind of funny when I asked Chris Claremont what's his favorite adapted his work, he said Days of Future Past. Fun fact: he cameos in that movie.
I'm sorry, but Days of Future Past is just objectively a good movie. I mean, Logan exists, obviously. It exists. It's more of an epilogue kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But like, Days of Future Past, it's a perfect send off to all the characters. Like, you have like this crossover between like the old and the new. There's so many beautiful scenes. It's very comic book accurate and whatnot. And I just like, my favorite scene is the one where young Charles talks to older Charles. It's just such a beautiful scene.
Yes, it is so great. That's my number one favorite. My second favorite is when Logan wakes up at the end and he's like in the X-Mansion. He sees everyone. You're like, oh, it's Dr. Fraser Beast. Oh my gosh, it's Dr. Fraser Beast. And then he sees when he sees Jean and Scott like interrupts him. You can tell in his head, Logan was like, some things never change.
I will say Logan makes that scene a little bit bittersweet because because I think the X-Mansion incident happens like a year later, so it's a little bittersweet knowing that
it's a little bittersweet.
Because I think Logan takes place in either the 2030s or like 2029, and the X-Mansion incident happens, I believe, in 2024, 2023. So it's like, you maybe got like 6 months tops.
which is sad. But you would think that the Phoenix would be able to like withstand it. But okay, I'm going to excuse that. But I will say, I really watched Logan, but I'm sorry, there'll be nothing as hilarious as Logan reading X-Men comics and critiquing what happens in them. He's like, well, this didn't happen. This didn't happen. I'm sorry. That will never not be hilarious.
Yeah, also the deleted scene in the Wolverine is canon to me. That's canon.
I have a theory.
There's nothing
Nick.
to say it didn't happen.
I have a theory, Nick, that the deleted ending where he has the yellow suit, Deadpool 3 takes place after that cut of the movie.
I mean, very clearly, they are going to address like I think this is like a time displaced variant. I think it's because the TVA is supposed to be here. I think it's very obvious that Logan is a variant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he could. Yeah, exactly. And we've never seen Wolverine in the Deadpool movie, so as far as we know, he doesn't exist.
We've seen like I love the fact that both Hugh Jackman and Wolverine exist in the universe.
Yeah, I know. Well, he exists as a movie. It's a movie character. That's the funny part. I was gonna bet. I would love to see a deleted scene of Deadpool watching the X-Men Origins Deadpool fight and going, "The hell did they do to me?"
Well, there is an action figure of that version in that universe, so
I love where he's like, "It's my most prized possession." Nope, not that. I love that. But anyway, so I watched that. I watched Logan, obviously.
Also, I love the fact that like Green Lantern movie exists in the Deadpool universe.
Yeah, I watched that. In terms of, I didn't really watch that much TV, but in terms of like, again, in terms of like comics, a little more. I read more of the Scott Snyder Batman, because if you put Snyder on anything DC, I am there. I had to.
Wait, I'm going to the Amazon page to edit Superman: The League of Superheroes to have it written by Scott Snyder, so you'll buy it.
But yeah, so what about you, Nick?
I've been doing various things. I watched Invincible, which yes, that is good. I should be watching Across the Spider-Verse later tonight because it came out on digital today. My friend has like a really amazing.
So did The Flash. You still promise that if you could sail the high seas, you'll check it out.
I'm having a bro night with my friend tonight. We're gonna watch Across the Spider-Verse.
No, you can, but I'm just saying now you're on the hook because the conditions are there.
Not if I can keep making excuses to you. Forget.
I'm not gonna forget. In fact, if you don't do it in a month, I will make a video about it, calling you out.
Challenge accepted.
Oh, you do not want to get. I'm going to include an addendum in every one of my videos. I'll be like talking in a sense. Like today, I put out a video saying about why Batman should kill the Joker, and I'll be like, I think that Batman should kill the Joker because, by the way, Nick, watch The Flash because he's killed. He paralyzed Barbara Gordon.
Well, let the games begin.
Oh, this will be so much fun. I can even make you an intro. Your new Comics League intro is going to be a bunch of Flash footage.
No, the intro is just going to be you of various guys saying, Nick, why haven't you watched The Flash yet? Nick, why haven't you watched The Flash yet? You know, just you from various angles.
It's going to be, I'm going to put your logo on Nicolas Cage Superman.
Wait, that's a punishment?
No, but the crappy CGI version. I love how that shut him up. If you don't watch it, that's going to be your new intro for about a month.
You know that's outlawed by the Geneva Convention, right? Under cruel and unusual punishment.
You know I can plug in your intro, your special intro that I painstakingly made for you, the marvelous one.
Well, that'll be the minute I quit Comics League.
But anyway, so what have you been doing, besides that?
I playing some No Man's Sky. That's been fun, and honestly, just hanging out, watching some really good YouTube videos. But what I'm really excited about is what's to come. So let's kind of fast forward into the news.
Okay, so Nick and I both have new stuff to bring up. So who do you want to go first?
Let's do the bad news first, then the good news.
All right. Well, This is bad news. This is actually not necessarily bad news, depending on how you look at it. So let me bring this up. All right. So I just found out about this today. So it's just hot off the press. I think this got announced today. So Xbox is going to introduce Xbox Game Pass Core. And they're going away with, for one thing, they're changing Xbox Live Gold into Game Pass Core. So Gold is becoming Core. And there's going to be they're ending the games with Gold service.
I really feel like this is kind of inevitable.
Yeah. Now, what's cool about this is that if you go down to this, so they're going to still give you access to 25 games that you can play right there, and they're going to add in new games. So you're still getting free games. It's just it's really rebranding it. And the games that they give you immediately are actually some pretty solid titles like Among Us, Descenders, Dishonored 2, Doom Eternal, Fable Anniversary, Fallout 76, Forza Horizon 4, Gears 5, Grounded, Halo 5, Halo Wars 2. I wish they put Halo Infinite instead of that so people can play the kick-ass campaign, but that's just me. Hellblade, Human Fall Flat, Inside, Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Have you played Ori? Ori's really good.
I haven't. I'll put that on the list. Psychonauts, State of Decay, Elder Scrolls Online, Tamriel Unlimited. So they give you some pretty solid games.
And I'm assuming this will rotate every now and then.
Yeah, and any games that you have, in other words, any games that you've gotten from Games with Gold, you keep those. It's not like they're going to take those away.
But they're no longer going to be doing that, though.
They're no longer going to be doing that, but you can keep all the games that you have gotten from that service.
Honestly, this sounds about as fair as can be. Like, as soon as Game Pass came out, Games with Gold kind of was a little bit redundant. I think it's a fair enough service. You get 25 free games. They rotate. They're not giving away the games anymore, which it kind of sucks, but that's not that big of a deal, honestly. So I think it is what it is. So,
And if you already have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate like I do, that carries over as well. So Game Pass already subscribers, I believe, don't have to get this again. So here are the tiers. So Core just gives you online console multiplayer, catalog of over 25 high-quality games on consoles. Those are those 25 that we mentioned above. And member deals and discounts. Spoiler alert, the members deals and discounts have never been that good. So that third part is not exactly.
So we can just kind of just strike that from the record there.
Yeah. Console is hundreds of high-quality games on the console. New games on day one. What?
Can you zoom it in a little bit, please?
Oh, yeah. Let me do this. All right, hang on. It's not allowing me, so command.
I mean, if you can, it's fine. I just thought I'd ask.
Here you go.
All right, scroll up, please.
Console, hundreds of high-quality games on consoles. New games on day one, so day and date. Member deals and discounts. It's actually really cool that they give you new games the day they come out if you have this service. PC is hundreds of high-quality games on PC. It's the same thing, except they also give you the EA Play membership.
Which, you get some good games at EA Play.
And then Ultimate is hundreds of high-quality games on console, PC, and cloud. Ultimate is basically everything.
Yeah, basically, the Ultimate is just you also get xCloud, which that does help a lot because I've tried Game Pass on PC. It's actually not bad. But Game Pass, xCloud, you can have it on your phone if you especially if you have a controller on your phone. Plus, if you ever have one of those Chinese emulation handhelds that can do Xbox Game Pass, you can just do it on there as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think Game Pass is worth it, but it is a bit worrying. Everything trying to go for a subscription service,
Well, and then it says on December 14th, Xbox Live Gold members will automatically become Game Pass Core members. So if you're just a Gold, you'll automatically have Core. I believe I changed from Gold to Ultimate, so I should already have the Ultimate thing. Member deals and discounts, of course. Games with Gold will come to an end on September 1st. That's an end of an era right there.
Yeah.
And then if you're okay, players can continue to access any Xbox One games they previously redeemed through the Games with Gold service if they remain a Game Pass Core member or Game Pass Ultimate member. So
if they remain,
for Xbox One games, 360 you keep.
Okay.
It's just the Xbox One games that they do that. But anyway, so what do you think about Xbox taking the sleep?
I think it was kind of inevitable. There's kind of like a 1.5 addendum. There's kind of another news article that is heavily related to this in regards to the Activision Microsoft deal.
Mm-hmm.
So the judge has denied the motion. The injunction ends, I think, very soon. And also, they did FTC did appeal. But apparently, I guess the injunction renewal, the motion to renew the injunction was denied. So more than likely, either sometime this week or next week, the deal will be finalized.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jared, what are your thoughts on the Activision Microsoft deal?
I mean, it's an interesting scenario we're in, but the thing is, it sort of screams antitrust to me.
I agree. I am personally against the deal. I feel like they shouldn't even bought Bethesda. But like Activision is like a whole nother league. Because Activision, like that's like buying EA. You know, like that's like buying a major like, you know, it screams antitrust. And just like, I don't know, because like, what's next? Is Microsoft going to try and buy EA? Like, if they try and buy EA, that will be antitrust.
Well, if they try and buy EA, maybe EA will make a decent game. Haha.
Yeah, because like that's kind of another thing. Like, it's easy to be like, oh, Activision sucks. You know, Bobby Kotick was in Epstein's Black Book. Yeah, like Bobby Kotick's a bad person. Activision's done bad stuff, but that just like buying Microsoft buying them isn't the solution.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all it is Bobby Kotick is getting a golden parachute. Bobby Kotick is probably going to get paid hundreds of millions of dollars to go away. This is like, he basically just screwed over the entire company with a horrible person and got rewarded for it.
Mm-hmm.
So is that really what you guys wanted?
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it seems kind of fishy to me.
Yeah.
Particularly honestly, when it became an issue, a question of whether or not Call of Duty would also be available on the PlayStation.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because I have a problem when you retroactively make games exclusive.
Yeah, like you're kind of running into the same problem that like the Epic Game Store did, where like Epic Game Store is like buying exclusives for like a year, and then you know, people, you know, all that stuff. So it's like, I don't know, but at the end of the day, there's not much we can do. We can heap and we haw, but you know, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. But let's end this section on a good note. So I have some news regarding 2100 Samurai number 3. So I talked to the printer today, and they said that with the exception of the foil comics, all the rest of the printing is done. So, more than likely, I will be going to pick them up. It's Monday as we're recording this, and it goes live Wednesday. So by the time this goes live, I should have the comics. So we'll see what happens there. But regardless, I think it's safe to say I will be showcasing the comics in real. The first time you'll see the comics in person will be on the Friday Night Frenzy. I'm gonna be, I might tease it a little bit, but if you want to see the comics in person, the Friday Night Frenzy is. Hey everybody, Future Nick here. Just interrupting you. This regular scheduled podcast. It's a day later, and yeah. Well, I got it. This is your first view of the comic. I'll be showing it more on Friday Night Frenzy, as well as posting pictures of this.
onto the Twitters after this episode goes live and whatnot. So thank you for everyone who supported me. And yep, it's here.
Where you can see it. I was hoping they'd be ready today. Otherwise, I'd be waving them in front of you right now. But it's just not how it happened. So it is what it is. But yeah. Anyone who ordered Turn Samurai, you should be getting it soon because we'll be sending those a bunch of them directly to Critical Blast to have them funded. I've already paid Critical Blast, by the way, so he's been paid for his services. So that part's taken care of. I gotta send him a little bit of a care package for some stuff, but yeah. And then very quickly, Screecher's coming along well. We got up to page 8 penciled. We're doing about 4 pages a week penciled. And so, yeah, we should have this done not too much longer. So that's going good.
Sweet.
But yeah, so we got the little oasis of positivity. Now let's kind of jump back into the other.
Well, actually, first, I just want to make sure you guys know to like, comment, subscribe to the Phoenix Press.
Oh yes, that is always and yeah. So, what do you guys think about the Activision merger? And yeah, comment down below. We always love hearing from you guys.
We always love hearing from you, especially when you disagree with us.
Yes, please spam Wonderbat down in the comments.
Spam Super Wonder because I said disagree with us.
All with Super Wonder comments will be deleted. I'm kidding.
Okay, you know what, Nick?
You do realize this is my show, right?
I know, and I know you can edit it out, but I regret nothing. So, do you want to move on to our main topic?
Yes. All right. You got this here. Go for it.
So, as you guys know, mainstream media has ground to a halt because not only are the writers on strike now, but the actors are on strike. So nothing can be made fresh. I mean, obviously they could like the effects can be done, but the point is nothing new is going to come out for a long time. So it got Nick and I talking. We were like, well, we're independent content creators, whether or not it's on YouTube or in comic books. So this is actually going to turn out pretty well for us.
Yeah, you know, like yeah. So we're not going to see movies for a little while, but like my reaction when I heard this is like, I was like, because all this is going to do is people are going to seek out alternative media. Like video games are going to be unaffected by this. But like, you know, people are going to want people are going to like not spending money on movies or even TV shows really. And so more likely they're going to spend it on independent media, you know, video games, comic books, you know, so this is just going to benefit all you independent comic book creators. And this is going to be a gold rush for you.
Because, hey, I make fan edits. And you know what? I make my own movies with stuff that's already been made.
You know what you also make?
Comics.
Yes. So when Athena Power Princess comes out, you're going to hit a home run there.
It's Goddess of Thunder. Get it right. Power Princess is the Marvel ripoff of Wonder Woman.
All right. Okay, I got to ask you this real quick. Who would win a fight, Thor versus Athena?
Athena.
Why Athena?
Because you got to understand about Athena. Because Thor is more brute force. He's more, I'm going to bash you in the face with a hammer. Athena is more agile. She absorbs lightning. So that right there, his whole thing is like ineffective against her. And here's the thing. I'm pretty sure Thor is vulnerable to beheading. Yes, you should have gone for the head.
All right, let's ask you a different question. Who would win in a drinking contest?
Well, let's see. The Viking or the Warrior Princess?
Viking.
Honestly, I gotta say Viking.
It would be a good battle. Like
I may have a drinking contest in the book, in like a one-shot book. That'd be funny.
Like you gotta have a shot of like Athena and Thor drinking You know, where it's like
that's a varied cover right there.
Where it's like 15,000, and then 15,001. Boom.
Yeah. Well, what I plan on having is, and then there's Atlas just in the corner stewing. Which, by the way, here's how powerful Atlas is. He's Superman, but without the vulnerability to magic.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Thor ain't doing crap against him.
Now I want to see Atlas just body Homelander.
Anyone can body Homelander. It was kind of funny when I made my Homelander versus the Justice League thing. The number one comment was, this isn't even a close fight. Because when you look at Homelander, the only reason why no one rebels against is because they're afraid of him. But when you look at Homelander, he's actually pretty weak. He gets bodied by like Huey and Butcher and
to be fair, it took 3 of them to pin him down. It took 3 of them.
True.
And he still managed to escape. So
true, but see, the thing is, everyone treats Homelander like he's Superman, but actually, he's more like a significantly powered down Superman.
In his universe, he's the most powerful, but in any other universe.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so yeah. How do you think this is going to affect things long term, Jared? What do you see?
Well, honestly, see, here's the thing. You know me, I'm a DC fan. I track a lot of DC movies. I'm remembering another scenario when they were trying to build a DC universe and a writer's strike happened. I'm feeling pretty mortal at this point.
Go for it, bro. Go for it. Talk about it.
Okay, so for those that don't know, Justice League Mortal was the first attempt at a Justice League movie. It would have had, if you look up the actual script, it actually looks really cool. And by the way, we may on Comics League do an action. And by Nick, you are muted. We may actually on Comics League do an actual dramatic reading of that script because you can find it.
Wait, you can't hear me?
Okay, now I can hear you. Now I can hear you. But
right. Mention who the director was going to be.
Yeah, George Miller of fame. But the point is that it was all casted too. By the way, DJ Corona from Shazam, he was going to be Superman.
Wait, really?
He was going to be Superman in Justice League Mortal.
So you're saying things #full circle?
Yes, and Armie Hammer was going to be Batman. I guess he'd be a cannibalistic Batman, but that's there.
Okay, well, let's just not talk about that.
The casting I don't like was the guy from Sorcerer's Apprentice, the remake, was going to be Maxwell Lord.
Wait, you mean Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon?
Okay, I'll get. He was also in Fanboys.
Yeah, Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon.
He was gonna be Maxwell Lord. I'm like, I don't see that at all. Honestly, I could see Armie Hammer playing a pretty decent Maxwell Lord.
What was Armie Hammer supposed to play?
Batman. Which I could see that too, honestly.
You know what? You know. Okay. So this makes The Man from U.N.C.L.E. retroactively BVS.
Oh yeah, actually, that's a good point. And Common, I think Common was supposed to be Jon Stewart.
That would have been good. Have you seen John Wick 2?
Of course.
Common is like if you watch Common and John Wick 2, yeah, like if you watch him in that, he could do John
Stewart very well. And it's
like if you just watch him in that movie, it's like yes, he's perfect.
But the point is, this movie had they shot anything of it yet, or was it no? I don't think they shot anything yet.
I think it was like they did some promo shots.
Which, here's the thing. What other movie have they done promo stuff for and then a writer's strike is happening now?
Well, if you want to talk about like they do promo shots and stuff that end up happening, Dark Universe. Remember that promo shot for the Dark Universe where like half the people there didn't even get their movies made?
And you know what's hilarious? I watched The Mummy recently and legit, I laughed out loud when the Dark Universe logo came on. I was like, well, that's not happening. But
you know what's really funny? Mm-hmm. The only shared universe that actually kind of worked is the Monsterverse. Like if you think about it, That's the only one that actually got any traction is the MonsterVerse. And the MonsterVerse is still
and that wasn't
technically
sabotaged because the DCU was getting traction and then it was sabotaged.
Well, multiple times, really.
Multiple times. But my point is, so here's why I'm bringing this up. Because Justice League Mortal is pretty much, it's a little further ahead, but Superman Legacy is in that general area.
I mean,
and
with the amount of casting
is,
that the Gun is doing, it's
and the thing is, everyone's like, he wouldn't have cast him. Well, the thing is, this happens in Hollywood all the time. You're dealing with David Zaslav, the man who canceled a movie when it was almost done.
Yeah.
If this becomes too costly, he is going to scrap the DCU.
Speaking of which, did you see the leaked plot outline that came out on Twitter last week?
For what, Superman?
Batgirl.
No, I didn't.
It's bad.
Well, yeah, I could have told you that, but...
Well, I could have told you that. This just confirmed my suspicions.
Yeah, but my thing is, this writer's... And also, when you think about it, you know what else was affected by a writer's strike? Transformers 2.
Yeah.
My point is, a lot of pop culture was screwed by this. And I'm fine with the actual creatives getting their just dues. 100%. They should be. Honestly, they do have a point where, like, AI and the fact that they get practically zero residuals on streaming. So,
but
I'm fine with that.
Here's my counterpoint. Your lowest paid writer still makes better pay than 70% of the people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And the residuals, I'm not gonna say here or there. I honestly don't really I haven't really like decided where I fall on that. But as far as like the better general pay, they already get paid really well for their stuff. Residuals, I'm on the fence about. Like I've seen some of like the stuff they do, like they talk about for residuals, and yeah, it's kind of low, but at the same time, it's like residuals come from syndication rights, and syndication was based off of ad buys, you know. And we live in a world where the system that allowed, like, you have people who did sitcoms in the 70s or 80s that are still living off of that stuff, you know. Like the guy who like I'm sure the guy who played Gunther in Friends, he probably makes good money off of his residuals, you know. But like, you got to realize this was an age where, you know, multiple networks would buy it. They charge fees. You get good advertising rates for it. That system is no longer there. You know, it's the same reason why with Spotify, like they give you pennies on the dollar because it's more of everything. Versus, like getting played on the radio, it's there's a bigger pot to go from.
But what's interesting, going off of that, speaking of residuals and like and royalties. I mean, I remember the thing is that, and I believe we're going to talk about this Friday. And by the way, I will be there for the whole show on Friday. I've arranged the time. It's all good. But the point is that I believe on this Friday, we're talking about like a comic union and stuff, right?
Comics unions and video game unions.
Yes, but the reason I want to bring this up is because Brubaker was very clear that they paid him next to nothing for Falcon the Winter Soldier, even though they're using pretty much his characters and plot.
I mean, yeah, like crediting for stuff like, I mean, remember when Hawkeye came out, where like the entire show is clearly based on Aha's work, and they didn't even well, no, like the visual style.
Yeah, the visual style. The intro was very clearly Aha.
They didn't, like, not only did they not even pay him, they didn't even credit him. They credited the writer, but like it had to be like a huge uproar before they even acknowledged it. Like,
and it's kind of funny. Mark Waid is not credited in The Flash. The inventor of the Speed Force.
Yeah, that, like, as much as I don't like Mark Waid, yeah, that's not right.
Yeah, and I think also EVS is not credited either. You know, he contributed significantly to the Flash. But my point is, see, here's the thing: there is an argument to be had. My point is, with Hollywood ground to a halt, this is a golden opportunity to start up your own independent media stuff. Because let me put it this way. This is another situation like this is a similar situation like we had with COVID when Hollywood was like shut down. Then you had all these independent content creators, myself included, starting up because there was nothing else for people to
literally
consume.
I started in the pandemic. My first Kickstarter was in 2020, so it's like, yeah.
So I'm like, I'm fine with Hollywood shutting down because first off, the best part is that the best part about owning physical media is that no matter what, I have a backlog of the best stuff in Hollywood that I can watch. Like, obviously, because of the BSery of Warner Brothers, I have the Snyder Cut on DVD. I plan on getting the box set trilogy. I have to say this.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Every time they mention Zack Snyder's trilogy, I get a little angry inside because that's like a trilogy only in hindsight. Like that was not meant like that. It was not meant to be a trilogy. They just slapped that together. Say, oh, we gave here's Zack Snyder's trilogy. It is a trilogy only in hindsight. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like,
I'm pissed off. But the point is, I plan on buying that set. I'll say that set of the first 3 movies. Yes, I'm going to say first 3. But the point is, first off, buy physical media because as these studios get pinched from the dollar, they're going to start taking stuff off of streaming. It's happening right now.
And not only that, but like you have these people who like they edit stuff after it comes out. Like for example, you remember how in Ms. Marvel they actually edited the Statue of Liberty?
Yeah. And in Falcon Winter Soldier they edited out blood.
Yeah, so you're going to see this happen over and over again. Like I remember when Splash came to Disney Plus, there's a scene where like you have Daryl Hannah's like rear end, like bare rear end, and they actually edited it like a very bad edit to put like hair over it. Like it was bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, like if you want this stuff, you need to buy physical. Which my comics are in physical, and then Jared certainly will.
Mine are going to be in physical. I'll have the digital option for my international friends, and I promise you, I will not go back and retroactively edit the content. I don't do that.
So you're not going to retroactively make Atlas black?
No, and I'm not going to retroactively like make Athena less attractive. Let me put it to you that way.
What color is Athena's hair?
Blonde.
Okay.
Like really golden haired.
Do you have
I don't have a character design for her yet.
Do you have any redheads?
Do I? I don't think so yet.
How dare you not have redheads? I demand redhead representation.
Because all these characters are based off of characters that I originally had in a military novel, and I believe the only other woman on the team is a brunette. Anyway, the point is, I'm not going to retroactively go back and change my stuff. I know Nick is not going to do that because that's altogether immoral. DC did that because what they did was when the Bat Penis came out because of Batman Damned, they retroactively went back on digital and re-edited it.
I mean, even then, like it was an adult comic, and you could barely see it anyway. Like,
yeah, and
okay. You want to know like the funniest controversy is when Batman went down on Catwoman. Like Batman doesn't do that.
Zack Snyder put canon on it.
Like that has got to be the stupidest like.
Because heroes don't do that, is what they said.
So heroes aren't giving lovers.
The point is, I love how we got into this tangent. The point is, we don't buy physical media, anything, books, comics, or See, here's the thing. I know there was a concern like 2 years ago that digital was going to replace physical comics. That ain't happening anytime soon because a digital comic, no matter how much Marvel and DC try to make it, is not going to be a collectible. You can't do that. That's not going to happen.
They tried to do that with NFTs, but it just I think if like the scam artist didn't come in, that maybe could have worked, but well, honestly, NFTs are just raining in the ground.
No, but what I'm saying, digital comics were never going to replace physical comics. And here's the thing: when the new 52 came out, did you know that's when DC started doing day-and-day digital? The idea being a lot of people don't live near comic book stores, and they saw they were working together.
Because here's the thing. Here's a dirty little secret about like digital and physical. It's really two separate audiences. Like that is my experience. Is the people who buy digital and the people who buy physical, honestly, are two different types of people. And I think like people try to like conflate like, oh, if you have digital, it's gonna cannibalize your physical sales. Not really, because I mean, yes, people who buy physical also do sometimes buy digital and vice versa. But it really is two separate audiences. Like it really is two separate types of people.
Yeah,
because
international and people here that there are some people that are huge fans like Pika who will get the physical edition.
Yeah, and there's even people stateside where it's like they don't have time to go to a comic book store. Literally, the best they can do is I have an iPad. I buy the books off of my iPad and I read them in bed before I go to sleep. And that's literally the best they can do. They don't have time in their day.
Plus, I gotta be honest,
there's a bunch of people like that.
They do. Marvel makes their reader actually kind of cool because you can have this reader mode where it'll zoom in on the panels like you're watching a movie. I know. I wish it played music, but I never believe the whole digital is going to replace physical. Games, it's different because games are software themselves.
I do think we're going to see a shift back towards physical, both in the movie. Definitely in the movie space. I definitely think we're going to see a shift back towards like I think it's out. The gears are returning for that. As far as physical, I think at the very least, we're going to see the physical video game market is going to become kind of like the physical music market. Because, like with records where it's like, yeah, there's people who buy records, but like it's a limited market and it's like, it's partially collectible, but also like, kind of more like smaller quantities. Like the future is more limited run games as, I know people don't like that company, but like the future is more that type of model for physical. And I'm not saying I like this. I'm not saying I like this. I don't like it at all. But that's what we might see at the very least.
Mm-hmm. Which, okay, fine, that works for me. I do agree with you that we're gonna see a return to actually being able to pop in the game and not waiting a half hour for the game to install, because that is utter BS.
I mean, that's gonna happen more and more often. I think. Okay, here's my prediction on where the game industry is gonna go. All right. We are gonna see the VCR, DVD, Blu-ray playerification of video games. I think video games are all going to coalesce onto one platform, a PC-based platform, because the Xbox, like the PS5, the PS4, Xbox One, PS5, Xbox Series X, they already use PC architecture for their stuff. Like we've been using that for a while, and then also you have stuff like the Steam Deck, which is also pushing that, and like Microsoft is already kind of like honestly, Microsoft could get rid of the Xbox right now and they wouldn't care. It's very clear. So like I could see, like maybe you might like I think probably what's going to happen is you're going to have basically three players in the video game market. Nintendo does their own thing. Sony is like, oh, we'll play all these other games, but you can only play Sony games on our platform. Or Sony might go the way of Sega and just like publish their games on other stuff. But I do think we are heading towards a one platform, but a analogous platform, like a PC platform.
Okay, I can see that.
But yeah, so we've been going for a little bit. Let's just kind of wind down here. Jared, you ready for a top 5?
All right, top 5 indie comic book characters. So I'm going to go first.
Okay.
Number 1, Athena. Maybe a little biased.
You can't self-promote.
All right. Number 1, Giara's from Born of Blood. Just imagine Wonder Woman, but she's from Sparta. So imagine Wonder Woman meets 300, and there's no restrictions on the rating system. If you know what I'm talking, it's awesome. Number 2 is Screecher. Number 3 is Hero.
Hero?
I mean, what's the name of the protagonist from 2100?
Hero with a K.
Oh, right, Kiro. Yeah, I knew it was somewhere along those lines. Spawn. You can't have a list like this and not include Spawn. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And Witchblade.
All right, mine is first off, we got to name the greatest indie combo character, Athena.
Thank you.
All right, second is Spawn. Third is Witchblade.
Yeah, obviously we have a lot of agreement here.
It's almost like we're really good friends.
Mm-hmm.
Fourth is York from Why the Last Man.
Okay.
I had to kind of throw you a curveball there. And fifth is Atlas.
Mm-hmm.
That's my top 5.
Okay. And I appreciate Atlas. I appreciate Atlas.
All right. So thank you guys for watching this episode. You just remember, like, comment, subscribe. What do you guys think of certain things? Like, what's your favorite indie comic book character, and why is it Screecher? So let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my Patreon. I still got that going, still pushing it. Once we get some subscribers, we'll definitely get like the streams going and all that good stuff. And I did actually reorient it, so now it's a 1, 5, 10 thing. For $1, you get like the Patreon access, get all behind the scenes stuff. $5, you get access to the streams. In addition, you get access to all of my back catalog of comics. So like you know, just ever growing download list. Consider it a comic pass. And then for $10, you get all that stuff. And then you also get you get a vocal shout out at the end of these videos. For $5, we'll display your name on the screen. For $10, I'll give you a vocal shout out. In addition, you get to pick the movie night or the game for game night. So Jared's rubbing his hands like the evil villain he is.
So now it's a lot easier for Jay Heat and Sammy and Talati and I to make you watch the first season of Gotham Knights. It's cheaper, as a matter of fact. Well, we're going to have some fun with this.
And remember, I also have game nights for people who can pick game nights too. So,
ooh, I got some real doozies.
You're gonna make
get ready to fly through some rings, dude. Get ready to fly through some rings.
Well, let's. I can't wait till your memberships get going. I'm gonna do the same thing to you.
I don't have a Nintendo 64.
Emulation.
I don't emulate. I could go all day, dude.
Well, I know what I'm bringing with me when I come down to visit you. I'm literally going to bring a Nintendo 64 and a copy of Superman 64, and we're literally going to shoot a video of you playing Superman 64 for the first time.
Oh, no, Nick, we were robbed, and all they took was the 64 and Superman 64.
Well, good thing I brought a spare.
Oh, man, Nick, they just came in and took the spare.
Good thing I brought another spare.
Oh, man, Nick, that third spare got smashed.
Oh, good thing I found the first one.
Nerd!
You were waiting for that one.
I was like, which one can I use right now? Oh, this one works.
All right, so thank you for coming by, Jared, frick you. And then this has been Nick from the Phoenix Press. And remember, I can only show you the door. You're the ones to walk through it. Super Wonder sucks.